Okay, not great news about this guy. He stands at D. Plus. This guy flashes some red flags that you really need to watch out for. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's very smart and creative, so at first glance, he may seem like someone who could achieve a lot. But in reality, he often struggles to stay organized and can be easily thrown off by stress or setbacks. You might find that he has lots of good ideas but not enough results.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When work gets tough, he struggles to handle it calmly. He doesn't brush off problems easily. He's likely to have strong emotional reactions, maybe even snapping or getting angry. You could see him getting stuck in his feelings or giving up quickly if things don't go his way.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
He often rubs people the wrong way at work. He doesn't put much effort into being polite or understanding others' feelings, so most of his interactions can be blunt or even harsh. If someone disagrees with him or makes a mistake, he may raise his voice, use sharp words, or argue instead of keeping peace.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do well in your career, he's more likely to feel uncomfortable than proud. Instead of cheering you on, he might act cold or even make cutting remarks, especially if he's stressed about his own progress. It's possible you'll sense jealousy or even arguments rather than real support.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, it's quite possible he'll feel uncomfortable, maybe even resentful. He might not say it out loud, but you could notice it through sharp comments or a colder attitude. Sometimes he may seem annoyed with you or start fights over small things just to let out his frustration.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He isn't very careful with money and often spends without much planning. If he sees something he likes, he might buy it on impulse without really thinking about bills or saving for the future. He's not likely to stick to a budget and can get frustrated easily if you try to talk about spending habits.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He's likely to pretend to be richer than he actually is. He enjoys nice things and might spend on clothes, gadgets, or outings just to look good or impress people, even if he can't really afford them. This can lead to stress and arguments, especially when bills pile up or goals take a backseat to showing off.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He isn't very open handed or kind with money or feelings. If someone needs help or is struggling, he's not likely to go out of his way or offer support easily. Even when giving is needed, he could hesitate or make sharp comments rather than showing warmth or concern.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He tends to be secretive and controlling about money. You might find that he doesn't share much about what he spends or how much he earns, and if you ask questions, he may get defensive or annoyed. If you want a partnership where both people work together and plan for the future, this might cause problems.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He's likely to think housework is mostly your job. He doesn't easily step in to help or see chores as something to share between partners. If you ask him to pitch in, he might grumble or give sharp responses rather than helping quietly or willingly.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's the kind of man who sees himself as a supervisor, not a helper. When it comes to chores or caring for a baby, he'll probably watch from the side and maybe offer advice or complaints, but won't get involved with cleaning or changing diapers himself. This means you could end up doing almost everything alone while he points out what's missing.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He mostly argues to prove he's right rather than trying to understand your side. If you share your feelings or explain your point, he's quick to jump in with his own opinion and may even raise his voice or cut you off. This can be tiring, and you might feel like your thoughts don't matter.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he doesn't always stay respectful. He's likely to say hurtful things, use sharp language, or act out with strong emotions. This can include yelling, making harsh comments, or even slamming doors.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he gets angry very quickly and finds it hard to control his temper. Even small problems can set him off, and he often reacts before thinking things through. If peace and safety matter to you, don't push aside this red flag hoping it will change on its own.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it hard to say sorry and rarely takes responsibility for his mistakes. When something goes wrong, his first reaction is usually to blame you or someone else instead of admitting he was wrong. You may hear excuses or sharp words, but you won't often hear a genuine apology.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He struggles to respect boundaries and may not always understand that no means no. If you set a limit or say you're uncomfortable, he might push back, argue, or ignore your wishes instead of stopping right away. This can lead to you feeling unsafe or not truly heard. You shouldn't have to keep defending your needs or repeating yourself. Respect should come naturally, not after a fight.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. Instead of understanding and supporting your feelings, he may act hurt, annoyed, or make you feel guilty for saying no. This kind of reaction can leave you feeling pressured or bad about your own needs.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
You can't fully trust him to handle private moments with care. If there's a fight or he gets upset, he might bring up things you shared in private or use them to make you feel small or embarrassed. He doesn't always understand how deeply words can hurt, especially when they're used at the wrong time.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is easily distracted by other women and doesn't have a strong sense of loyalty. You may notice him looking around or flirting, even when he's supposed to be committed to you. It's wise to think carefully before trusting him with your feelings and future.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
Yes, he tends to be over possessive, showing signs of jealousy and control. He might question where you go, who you talk to, or get upset if you spend time with friends or family. If you push back, he may argue or get upset easily.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, his so called protective nature is really a sign of a controlling personality. At first, he might act caring or say he worries about your safety, but over time, this turns into watching your every move, deciding who you should talk to, or making rules for you. This kind of control is unhealthy and a big warning sign.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He will expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting. He doesn't naturally join in or share responsibilities and may act like taking care of kids is mainly your job. If teamwork in parenting is important to you, this could become a big challenge in your relationship.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he is likely to lose his temper instead of staying calm. He reacts quickly and strongly, raising his voice or saying hurtful things, which can make the situation scarier for the children. If you want a patient and understanding parent for your children, his quick temper is something to think about seriously.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He's not likely to support you fully as both a mother and your own person. When you focus on your own interests, work, or personal growth, he may act distant, make negative comments, or expect you to put everything aside for the family. He doesn't naturally cheer you on or help you balance motherhood with your other goals.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, this is the kind of man who might support your career now, but later ask you to quit once you have a child. In the beginning, he may say he's happy for your success, but as soon as family responsibilities come, he'll expect you to shift your focus to home and kids. Be careful. His support today may not last when life changes tomorrow.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He's likely to act polite on the surface with your parents, but not show real warmth or care. You may see him greet them and speak formally, yet he won't go out of his way to make them feel truly welcome or part of the family. Conversations may stay short or feel forced, and genuine connection will be rare. He will expect your family to change for him rather than trying to adjust himself.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he's more likely to make things worse instead of handling it calmly. He gets upset quickly and doesn't hide his feelings, which can lead to harsh words, arguments, or even bigger problems between everyone. If peace matters to you, this is an important point to watch.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he's the kind of man who may act modern with you privately but expect you to be a traditional supportive wife in front of his relatives. At home, he might seem relaxed or say he supports your choices, but when his family is around, he'll want you to dress modestly, follow customs, and behave quietly, just like an old fashioned daughter in law. If you try to keep being yourself, he may get upset or ask you to change, especially during visits or family events.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he's more likely to stay out of it or even side with them rather than support you. Instead of standing up for you or helping you feel safe, he might avoid the situation, make excuses, or quietly agree with his family to keep the peace on their side. You could end up feeling lonely or unsupported, wishing he had your back when things get tough.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He tends to be a mummy's boy and usually won't choose your side in a conflict with his mother. If there's a disagreement, he may avoid getting involved or he might side with his mother to avoid upsetting her. Over time, this can cause frustration and make you feel less important in your own marriage.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, He is likely to share details of your fights and private life with his mother or sister. This means your personal matters won't stay between the two of you, and you may find family members knowing things you wish were private. If you value privacy and loyalty, be careful. This is a serious issue.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So, overall, this guy stands at B. Plus. Some of these red flags can really become a big deal. You've got to be very careful here. Being in a relationship with this man can feel tiring and lonely day after day. You'll often find yourself doing most of the work at home and in parenting with little help or appreciation.